Hello, welcome to the newest episode of Dog's Life, episode 3.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy.
Don't worry, this guy is the most intrusive NPC in the entire game. None of the others are nearly as bad as he is when it comes to those loud voices. Now we're going to head to the new area that we haven't seen before. First thing to point out, I have started editing the loading screens out. I'm only editing out the loading screens that you haven't seen yet because they get a nice little preview to the area showing what's to come. As you can see from that sign, we're going to the big field. Not one of my favourite areas, but it has some nice features to it. And it's relatively small, so it doesn't really waste too much time. And it introduces some interesting new mechanics. And I like the hot air balloon over there and things, and this post truck that's going by. As you can see, the road actually continues further beyond this area. So this is the field itself. As you can see, there were quite a lot of sheep here. You can probably guess the significance of that.
Say there, boy. Wanna earn a bone? My sheepdog refuses to round up the darn sheep. Can you get her to do the job?
As you can see, one of the things we have to do here is herding. However, as you can see, the sheep are quite easily getting away from us. We're not fast enough for that. And then there's this little area over here as well, the ploughed field.
Every time I try to repair the scarecrow, I get attacked by birds. Well, I won't give in. I tell you, Private Dog, this means war.
Better get rid of those birds.
This minigame is not really a minigame, it's just bark forever until he gets there. Pretty basic as far as side quests go, but it's cute enough. Well, it's annoying to have to kind of do. As you can see, the poop jokes can get a little ridiculous in this area.
Success! That ends their reign of bird poop. Couldn't have done it without you, Private. You are a first-class bird dog.
Oh, brother, this guy is one sad case.
Private first-class dog, I hereby award you with the Order of the White Bone.
And there's our first bone for the area.
Oh, yummy!
Now we're going to do a little exploration to find other goodies and things. First of all, here's a little, as you can see, there are some new scents here, along with this bone over here. We'll be seeing those in due time.
Bone-alicious.
A lot of the editing that I employ in this video is on from this video onwards, rather.
Are you kidding?
Involves editing out too much backtracking. For example, if I get lost looking for a purple scent, or if I have to go a long way to get back to picking up a bone at the doghouse, for example, I'll cut straight to the bone, that kind of thing. Largely because it streamlines the videos and leaves less dead air. And because sometimes you can get lost for like 30 seconds trying to find the last bloody purple scent. So let's grab a few.
Gimme.
Because this area is so small and so basic, a lot of the bones that are not related to the scents or side quests are just kind of laying around, which they could have at least been buried, but it's okay. I mean, that was at least semi-hidden in the rocks. And each area has has reason to be there as well. There's no aspects of this game that feel wasted. It's just this area has the least stuff to it. So we're just coming out here so that that was me just checking the guidebook in game just to confirm a few things. Now we're just grabbing all the purple scents in this area, starting from over here because most of them are in this sheep pasture over here, and it'll rule out this pasture completely.
Oh, I just love the smell of toe jam in the morning.
This area can be a little tricky to find all the purple scents in because it's a massive area. The draw distance can really work against you here. And I purposely left that purple scent there, by the way. I'll be getting that one later. So that's showing off. There's nothing behind the fence, but you can go behind there.
I've heard sheepdogs can be pretty stubborn.
Now we're just collecting all the purple scents we can find in the field. which is probably where the most annoying purple scents are, because it's so wide open and so easy to miss them. If say something here, there could have been one to my right that was just not drawing in, that kind of thing. This is the biggest flaw of the game, is the draw distance on the sense is far too short to be reasonable. But it's generally they're placed in such a way that it compensates for them. The scents are generally placed not quite in a grid, but close enough to each other that you can see multiple other scents from one of them. And in the cases where finding other one next scent in a particular time limit is key, they tend to be within easy visual range of each other, so you can easily just see it from each one from the last. So it doesn't tend to get in the way of actually completing challenges. It's more the purple scents that become a pain. But I do like the music here though. It's again fairly relaxing. I call the music in this game. So roughly around here, I actually got a little bit lost. This is the first bit of editing I had to cut out searching for stuff. Now Heart of the Balloon's really not getting very far. So here we go, that was me cutting to finding the last 3 purple scents, because this area can be a pain to traverse. There we go. Now I'm quickly just going to grab that, I've got a few other things to do over here. I'm quickly grabbing this bone now.
Bones.
And now we're just going to head back and find out what the deal is with a few of those scents. I do like the way the area is divided though. It keeps it visually interesting without just being a big flat plain. Or at least trying to make a field seem like something more interesting than it is.
Well, blues gets me a bone, and boy, do I need bones.
These challenges can be tricky if you don't know where you're going, but generally, as I mentioned earlier,
like a basset hound I once
each
knew.
scent tends to be in easily visual range of the other. The pattern here is one that I kind of occasionally forget, which is a few scents on one side of the fence followed by a few on the other, but here it gets much tighter, and it's not alternating, which makes it trickier when you're still expecting 2 on each side. But luckily, this particular one gives you plenty of time to get it done. It has fun minigame music, so that's all good. Well, good too. There's one more scent to go. Won't take long for me to find it, don't worry.
No way! I'm a dog,
There
not
we are.
a mountain goat.
Those can be quite tricky, but there's a similar kind of scent later on that's much harder, for reasons you'll see when we get to those. But for now, those are some of the more interesting scents.
If I find 8 of these, I can do the digging challenge.
Yeah, time to practice digging. These games are kind of fun
3,
because
2,
the boards get more complex, much like the peeing games, but in this case, they don't overstay their welcome because the boards are still fairly simple to get through. It's just pretty much a line, but the lines just get more visually interesting as the game goes on, and I quite like that. And you can, while you can leave the dog behind quite badly in this, generally it never really gets more than 3 points ahead at a time, which, while the most you tend to get is like 10-15, that's quite a lot of a lead you end up getting. It's not really relevant yet, because it's not at that stage yet. These buttons are kind of... they have a bit of a weakness, so in that they're mostly button mashing. But now we can control the lazy sheepdog.
Experience.
And what do sheepdogs excel at? Rounding up sheep, so let's finally get that done. The game made us a promise, it's time for us to fulfill that, and I actually got kind of lucky here, because it appears as though a lot of the time the sheep, as they're on their random wanderings, can actually wander themselves into the pasture. Well, the enclosure, rather. So I only had about 3 sheep to actually round up in this, which made it take a lot less time than it normally does, which was very kind of the game to do while I was recording it. Thank you, game. As you can see, this is fairly cute. It's basic, but it's not bad. The sheep are fairly responsive to control. And there we are.
Whoa! Mission accomplished! I've never seen her work so hard. Almost like she was possessed. There you go, boy.
I actually find it interesting how he says that, because it fits into a little, not quite theory, but way I like to think about this
I knew
mechanic.
I should have got a gate for this here pen.
Because also there are aspects of what Jake says when
tastes
controlling
great.
each dog that I find kind of amusing. I like to think that basically Jake literally takes over a dog's mind when he does this, and it's just like, look, mate, I'm better at your body than you are. Look at how many bones I have compared to you.
Without him.
He's basically Dog Terminator.
Stinky smell. It's what life's all about.
So here is again my least favourite minigame, and this one's a fairly dull board as well. It's basically just a load of
Show that dog
rectangles.
that I rule. 3.
But in this you'll see what I mean by the bones having an effect on the AI. The sheepdog does not do well here because he wastes a lot of time on this upper left section, while I'm going for these smaller areas that only have 4 corners. He's going for one that effectively has 6. So I'm getting a bunch more points in here just because I'm going for the actual shapes while he is getting lost. Here that means I actually only have 2 more corners on the big shape now, while he still hasn't got a single shape done. The AI can really go poorly when you have enough bones across them. Which is good, because if he was playing efficiently, this would be much harder. That's that done now. And the boards do get more interesting. It's just these first few are just a little dull, which is part of why I don't like the digging game, the P marking game much. Because it feels like it does not do a very good job of putting its best paw forward, so to speak. But now we have all the bones in the big field. And all the scents, and both the pictures. So, it's about time to move on. So we'll let Jake have his little nap. And I'll see you next time we're going to the very final area of the farm. Then it's time to go to the village after that. So that'll be something to look forward to. The final area of the farm is much more interesting than this, so I'll see you then. Goodbye.